think for sure, let me first introduce myself. I'm Anchor, CEO of Token Minds. I've been actually working in Token Minds for 7 years. Also, the year actually we founded in Singapore. We have been working already with over 100 Web3 projects. So like development and marketing stuff or something. And then in this webinar, we'll talk discuss some details about token sales from marketing strategy, including like any preparations and also the marketing strategies, plus actually any token sale platforms options. But in here, actually, you can jump in anytime, right? If you have any questions after each segment. So let's start. Yeah, so in general, actually, to make sure that you can have actually a chance, right, to get a successful token sale project, you need to make sure everything for example, right, website, and also your white paper, right, is done, your content planning is okay, and this tokenomics is super important and very critical as a first step. Because it's actually well decided, right, if the project will succeed or not. Especially, for now, it's already a lot of like projects, right? Like 1,000 projects in the market. For sure, you need some innovative like stuff, right? The creativity there to differ and distinguish from the other competitor projects to make the success. For sure, this strategy actually for this kind of like tokenomic, including first the token allocation. So in general, it's like, okay, if you have any seed round, private round, sell, a public sale round, and allocation of tokens, and investing period of your like team, and also any like budget, for the future development and marketing stuff. And then the token vesting. So for sure, for example, the token actually, the people join the seed round or team, right? That they will have like 1 or 2 years normally, right, for the locking right periods. And upon the list of token will be like emission, like a linear emission, like every month. And this is a very super important actually to get more credibility for the project for those kind of retail investors, because for sure if they buy your token, they also want to be ensured, okay, this token will be not dumped, right, by the team or the early fund investors. So this is a very basic solution to get actually a good actually tokenomics strategy. But how to actually do this kind of vesting, for sure, it depends on those kind of allocation, right? How many percent for team reserve and also C round. I think someone sent a message, right? Let me check if there is any questions. Okay, yeah, so that's thank you, Dennis, for sharing about your projects. I think everyone, you can also do this, right? If you have like anything to share about your projects or any ideas or any questions, you can always drop here in the chat box. Thank you, Dennis. So let's continue. And also, when another thing, right, is for the hard cap and soft cap. I mean, that is actually for sure mainly for, the funding, right, target or something. Especially like years ago, like for ICO, right, there will be like a soft cap, right, and hard cap to actually for mainly actually for internal and also for the community, right, messaging or communication. So people are aware is okay, if they cannot really reach the soft cap or something, the money will be refunded. This also give us some like a certain, right, more certain trust, right, to the communities. And also another important thing also with inside actually among the tokenomic is the token utilities. Normally we see actually for token utilities, right, it will be like, for example, years ago with a few projects, the token actually will be issued and then it can buy actually the entities inside the game, or and also in the game they play the game, they can get also the free tokens, right, as a whole ecosystem. And for some of the DeFi platform that can actually own the token, right, they can get some discount for their like membership in the metaverse as well. If they use the tokens, they can get some citizenship or a passport right inside of the game. So in this case, it's super important already actually determine actually what kind of a token utility is, right. It's not really the more the better. I think it needs actually to be on the point and actually to combine and integrate to the whole ecosystem, which actually is still better to be look at different from the normal projects, right? Because again, if the project want to make a success, they need to actually have some creative ideas. They can be based on those kind of in general those kind of niche, but you need to actually think about something different. So this is actually about the tokenomics. So do I have any questions, everyone? So you can actually either ask me here or in the chat box. Okay, thank you, Sadish. Okay, thank you, Dennis. Okay, let's move on. Okay, the next actually section will be about the marketing solution, which is also one of the most important topic for today's webinar. So here actually we got some like really very useful common use, right? Marketing. I'm sure that everyone here, right, they're already aware, right? Okay, we need to do those kind of community building, social media marketing, growth, influencer, PRM, and ads. But actually, how to actually make them more efficient? Because a lot of projects that they try the same stuff, right? But they failed, and some succeed. That's actually we have this webinar to explain actually how we normally actually do this. So first is the PR. So in general, the PR played a very important role in the token sale marketing. And I must say also for in general the marketing, right? For no matter Web2 and Web3, but in Web3, it's also quite important. The first actually they can win trust, right, from the community members or something, especially when the project is start up. If they see actually some really informative, right, PR from those kind of trustworthy or high quality of a PR media that will really contribute a lot, right? So that can increase the conversion rate. If they already see the project, the promotion somewhere, they also want to double check before they join the community. And for sure, this target for the PR is super important. Normally, we suggest actually those top ones on Web3, like also with some like more cost effectiveness, right? Like because some of the PR will charge thousands of dollars, US dollars, which is not really that suitable for the startups. So in this case, we suggest something like, okay, they already have a good domain authority, they have a good monthly traffic. They also target actually on the Web3, and then they will not recost a lot, similar like a coin speaker or news Bitcoin or CoinGate, this kind of stuff. In this case, we can get enough exposure along with also the other marketing stuff. Yeah, this is actually what I just mentioned, right? We need to actually really target on those high quality ones like on speaker. For this calling Telegram, we also suggest once we have some initial funds, either from seed round or we already finished the token sale or something, right? We can do as a post marketing option. They definitely helps, right? But comparing with the cost and something for the startup, I don't think that is really a proper solution. And then the media coverage as well is also actually how we qualify those kind of media, right? We can also post something on the Web2 ones like Seeking Alpha, like the Bloomberg or Bazinga, depending how we need, right? Because we also want to get as many attractions as possible, and these names are quite reputable. The cost actually varies. Actually, normally they start from several hundred to like several thousand, right? So we can check that based on the budget from each project. For sure, this kind of like article, right, is also super, but the content thing, the critical, right, is super critical. So these are some samples we did before, like we really focus on the main point, right, each project. Like, okay, for NFT, we mentioned, okay, this Tetsuka, this kind of NFT actually they're backed by the manga, right, company or firms, animation firms, and then they actually nice design. They have some creative ideas actually to get this kind of all NFT into one NFT to do the auction. The same also for this one. This is actually also one project we did before CryptoBlade. They are GameFi. So we just did analyze on the token and get the token price increase like to 100x in two months. So is there any questions from all of you so far? Okay, so thank you everyone. Again, right, so if you have any questions, right, you can just drop here. So I'm also keep an eye on that. So if no question, I will go to the next section. Okay. All right, so next part is for the community building. So once we did already any content plan, right, because before we build up any like marketing stuff or right, the promotion efforts, for sure we need a content plan. For example, I just mentioned about PR, right? It's also one part of the content plan, like including social media content, what kind of like points we need to focus on, right, for each project, and also the different like types of content, like call to action, or like in general overview of the project, and also like getting them to join those kind of like community and social media. So after that, for sure, we build up this community, right, and we actually increase the community. So this is something actually we show as a sample like for the field acts. We did actually work together with their Telegram community we set up from beginning, and also we started from 11 members to actually over 5,000 members in 3 months. And the way we do that is actually for sure we need a really very decent community manager that they are really experienced, right, in this field for at least 3 or 5 years. So they've been working together with different NFT projects or community or the token projects. So what they do is actually in general firstly strategize for the engagement, drive community growth, and maintain ongoing engagement. So the moderation is just one small part of the community, right? In general, we still need to think of way actually to get the people engaged via this kind of stuff, such as regular events. So normally we suggest our projects, right, and clients to do at least a weekly based events, including but not limited to like a referral events, right, or like games or MA, right, bring together with the project teams and the members, and any educational sessions, right, we can do like to get them understand the projects, right, increase the loyalty from the community, and anything that's like post and feedback sessions, right, if they have any feedback on the product, and also if for the DeFi project, for example, and also some giveaways. This actually especially for those kind of NFT and initial, right, early stage of projects and quiz act, etc. So in this way we can also, right, for example, we get community growth from 0 to 1 by any like PR, influence, or MA. And then for sure see actually Dennis, you have a question, right? What do you think of these starting tab apps that people earn points and complete task? Yeah, about those tap to earn games, right? I think for sure definitely it works because it's also something new, right? I see that different from years ago. So people actually got quite motivated in joining those kind of tape games, tap apps, right? They can earn by just tapping, right? It's very simple, and then by motivating them also to join different events. It's more like we also do this kind of giveaway. It's also one part of events, right? Like planning. Um, for sure, in the previously we mentioned something about giveaway airdrop. It's also actually motivate people to join, right? Finish some task, they can get some points, or the free tokens. So in general, this kind of like Telegram tap apps, so people can earn points and complete those relevant tasks. I think definitely worth that. It also depending on how many, right, users you already have in the community. So in general, if we really have a very active community, this can be actually something we can consider during the events planning strategy. Okay, so Antonio, I think you have quite loads of low quality members. What do you mean if you give some rewards like token weekly price? Yeah, so you also mean this kind of like rewarding, right, referral system events, right?
Yeah, basically we had experience where we offered some kind of small weekly prizes, but that led to a lot of users just coming for the prizes. Actually,
Yeah, I know what I mean.
With the platform and everything. So, and one friend for a Swiss project, they invested 20K during the 1 month period. They got around 30,000 members, but very low quality at the end. And as soon as the money ran out, the whole community just stopped. So it's always about like what engagement and what do you expect in future from your members. So I rather bid 5K engaged community long term that are there for the project than 20,000 of people that come for these weekly prizes. Yeah. And there is a platform called Zeely. I don't know. Did you guys ever use the Zeely platform?
It's actually for giveaway or this kind of events. So yeah, we use mainly the Gleam.io.
Yeah, so Zeely platform, you can set up a lot of quests where people need to join the channel, go to Telegram, post a message on Telegram, go to Discord, post a message on Discord, a lot around engagement, but that's been also producing very low quality results. A lot of members joining, but from third world countries like Africa, India, and so on.
Yeah, I know. But in this case, I think there is already a solution, right, in Telegram chat group, right? You can set up bots, right? So only the real people can join. I don't think there is already existing solution that can pass the bots verification. So people that need to join, they need to click some button, they need to type something or something like that, right? In this case, we can actually maximum avoid this kind of like bots account. What I'm thinking, you not only mean those kind of accounts are low quality, right? But a lot of accounts also like they are not really even real people, right? Because we also got some bounty hunters in the chat group or something. It's always, we cannot really avoid that. Once you have a project that's already, you have some like exposure, right, in market, it's always some like service provider, right? I think you also experience that a lot of people try to ask, okay, get a list on exchange, or okay, provide this service and that service. And also a lot of bounty hunters, if you have any like airdrop giveaway or referral campaigns, they actually will invite a lot of bots accounts. They still can actually play, right, make it look really like, okay, the task finished. But in this case, I think either from technical side we get some bots, right, really for only the real people can pass, or we can actually regularly check the work, like combined with also more like the real people's work task, like okay, they can write some contents on any blogs, they can write some posts on the subreddits, right? We can check if that's real or not. For sure we can combine with those kind of simple like inviting or referral or retweet. But in general, I think definitely we need some solution here, right, in the Telegram group or Discord group itself to avoid that. Again, I don't think actually we can 100% block all those kind of low quality members. But in this case, it actually can prevent most of the fake or bot accounts to be joining. Okay, we use for this and it works very well. Oh, okay, that's why we have this webinar, right? Because we can keep sharing the information. So, so Dennis, Antonio, you are in the same company or same project?
No, but like our company is incorporated in Berlin. I was like 10 years living in Berlin, but then I moved now currently to Adriatic part of Europe, to be closer to the seaside.
Okay. By the way, Dennis sent a message about another option, right, for this kind of like platform, dmany, right, .io. Did you also use that before, or?
We just use it because it's similar to Zili, but it's a portfolio company of one of our investors, so it's came with some VIP access. But it worked quite well if you're aware that it's low quality, that it's just some Russians and Indians just retweeting and liking, but you have a certain goal to get up to X followers or X whatever. It still works. You just need to be aware that it's low quality stuff that just boosts your general engagement, but nothing like product. It's not very profitable for the product, so no new users, but at least boosts like 10K Twitter users and shit, and that's what people look to as well. Same with the Telegram stuff, right? If you boost from 10K to 50K in 3 months, hey, that looks good. Nobody cares if they're like really engaging after a week.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for sharing, Dennis. I think this also can, everyone here, right, you can also double check, right? Maybe it's something that you can also consider use for some like this kind of like marketing stuff. Okay, thank you, Antonio, Dennis. So let's move on. Okay. So back actually to this kind of like link sharing of this kind of events, right? As I said, for sure we need actually a strategy actually to filter out those kind of bad accounts or profiles. In this case, what I'm thinking for sure, firstly, technical stuff, right? We actually to check the real person check, the human check, to avoid actually all those kind of bots account to join. And secondly, actually combine with more like valuable, like a campaign task, like content creation, or write some really nice content. We just do check that, right, and approve, and then they get some points or tokens. And for sure, this is actually for sure to keep conversation going, right? So always, right, it's more like for the new community members, right? Every time we can do any like a boss, right, set up for this, and for sure it's always good that we can do via a moderator or something. Every people join, we can make some like welcome message or something. It's a small details, but we need to really be very cautious on this, right? Everything actually small details can contribute to the final success. Yeah, this is about the MA. So in general, right, I think everyone here has already knows how MA right works. So especially recently, right? First, I think last year is from like Telegram chat. There's a lot of like, MA channels, right? But most of them are still actually there are a lot of bots followers accounts. If you do the MA, you can see actually there are like hundreds of people join a community, like in 1 or 2 hours. But if you check their profile, they're actually very low quality. So in this case, for sure, in general, the strategy can be still similar, but the way actually how we do that will be a bit different, right? Along with the grid market goals. So in this case, for sure, what do we need to do actually for sure choose a platform. For example, if you are GameFi, right, you will find actually choose the best actually like space. They already work with some other GameFi projects that they get some good engagement for those kind of the podcast or MA. And then collaboration with collaborate with Space Horse, right, coordinate everything before actually the actual MA started, and well prepared. So what I'm thinking, based on my experience, because for sure, for our clients, they can easily find X Space or MA channels, right, by themselves. But how to qualify that is really a issue for them, because they don't really have many of them actually they're not really so familiar with that. They cannot really try like hundreds, right, of X Space to try. Okay, this works and this not. And a lot of time in this case, they spend a lot of like money, but the growth of community and everything, the quality of the members actually is low. So what are we thinking here, right? For sure, we actually tried a lot of like influencers. We also actually encountered such a situation, like we got some influencers. We already checked the engagement, we checked their the quality, we checked their posts, we checked the followers, we checked the follower profiles. Everything is okay, and then we arranged the MA for the clients. And also, it happens a few times. The result really bad. First, maybe it's because of the wrong option of those kind of X space, right? Maybe it's more like a trading targeted, and then it didn't really fit for NFT. Second is actually, in general, this actually accounts the followers is still not really so high quality. So in this case, what we do here is, okay, we only work with those we tried before, and we see that it's actually worked for at least the several projects, right? The results is good and everything's good. Then we actually set up the further partnership with the influencers, which we can recommend to based on different niche, recommend to our the clients. Okay, so this is actually what to cover, right? Like any projects, right? Details like roadmap, white paper, the utility, product demo, and Q&A sessions. So do you have any questions about this part, MA part so far, everyone? Yeah, I'm sure that maybe you guys actually also did some MA before, right? Like in Space or Telegram, Discord, Metaware. So maybe you can also share with us some experience you had before, like if anything you want to share. Okay, sure, Antonio. Okay, so if no, let's move on. So next one is the influence marketing. I already mentioned a bit right earlier, but in general, this is actually also after the MA, right? We also scaling the trust. So it actually has a broader audience reach, and also have a trust amplification and also community engagement, right? Via this kind of influencer and KOL promotion. Like I said, right, we need to focus on the niche, right? Every project, right? If they're NFT or metaverse, or DeFi or games, and as well as those kind of like engagement rates, we can check, okay, how many like engagement from each of those influencers, right, to make a basic qualification. And then again, like I said, if we really want to try this guy, we need already try them, right? We see their past MAs, we already work with them for several times, we know actually they are qualified or not. So for the influencer part, I think that is all. But if you guys have any questions, you can actually send in the chat box. Okay, let's move on. So this part is for the advertising. I think from my experience, actually, not really many of our clients, because for those kind of influencer, MA, PR, right, almost all the project will do that because it's very common use the solution marketing. But for this kind of crypto ads, I think not really all of them, maybe a bit less than half of them, they will actually try to advertising like in different platforms, right? This is also a very good solution, though it's actually also some like Web2, right, marketing stuff, but it also helps actually for the Web3 projects as far as we find actually the good platforms. I'm checking if anyone sent a message. So question from Dennis: how is the influence scale different from just planning? I'm super hesitant to engage with this since it seems very dishonest. So Dennis, I'm not sure if you have any bad experience on the influencer KOLs, or you heard something right from other guys like they actually got some low performance right while spending money on the influencer KOL, right? So yeah, in this case for sure, like I said, frankly speaking, I must say in market, if you want to check, right, you can find like hundreds, dozen of thousand influencer KOL, but most of them we cannot recall influencer KOL. I think in this case, the influencer KOL, some of them you mentioned is just a promoter. Like if you check on the profile, right, they did a lot like giveaway or there's some like a promotion, right? It's not really typical influencer. Influencer actually, what we mean here is actually real something, have some influence, right, in this industry. For sure, some of them may not really have so many followers, but in general, they first they only work with those projects that are really high quality. They were actually vet projects. They will not really do any project. They just pay okay for $500, right, to work with them. So that's also something we also changed our strategy from years ago, right? We only work with those real influencer KOLs that have some influence, right, in this industry. Though maybe after the promotion, we can already get like 100,000 growth, right, on the community. But average like 700. But these people are all like organic users. And via this influencer promotion, there will be also some micro influencers that they actually regularly retweet their tweets or any like other posts. We can get this kind of a spread out, right, all this kind of marketing. About a shilling service, I think you mean something like, okay, we have someone, right, or some chatters or some content creators, right, that they keep promoting your projects in different channels. They bombard, right, the other Discord community, this kind of stuff, right? So I think in general, what I understand is two different kinds of solution to marketing. One is actually still this kind of third party, right, collaboration partnership with the real influencers. One is actually from actually either your team or any guys you work with, right, the marketing teams that can keep sharing on different platforms, including forums, subreddits, and also like a Discord or Telegram chat groups to get people in. If you check actually the meme coin, right, the community-driven projects that you can see like Nero, right, the Floki or Pepe, right, they keep actually from the community members. They're also marketeers, right, themselves. Everyone is. They keep actually left the comments on the Elon Musk comments on Twitter, and also Vitalik, and as well as different like Twitter, like and the subreddits, Telegram, to get actually people, right, join. It's not really very typical, right? Stuff actually we offer, but we also offer something similar, but it's not really typical, the same. So, do you have any questions still on this question, Dennis? Okay, thank you. So let's move on. So back to the advertising. Like I said, it's not really a very common promotion strategy, right, for a lot of Web3 projects. That's as far as I see, because most of them do influence MA and everything. So the advertising, the most important actually, we can actually set in the dashboard and backend. Okay, the targeting, the age, right, the country, and also the keywords related, right. It could be very, very accurate targeting in this case. And then the platforms can be in general this for, right, like Google Ads, I think also for Twitter ads and any crypto ad network. And then for sure they also have pro and cons. In this case, normally what we do is actually analyze the projects, right, and then based on what they do, we actually will make a solution like if we do Twitter or Reddit or anything else, or we normally also run like different like tribe programs like in different platforms and run for 1 week with a very limited budget, like $5 or $10 per day, and then compare together like which one actually the best. Then we keep promoting on that. Normally, we also will work on those kind of graphic and also content, right? Optimizing that per day, keep track on this kind of KPI and also those kind of metrics. Okay, so that is about the ads section. So everyone, guys, do you have any questions you want to ask, or?
Maybe if I could make a comment, Ankle, if that's a bit.
Hey, John. So you have any questions?
Hey, rather than well, there's a question within it. Just appreciating we're a little bit different instead of a conventional token where you're trying to create value within it, and there's all sorts of games and contrived events or whatever, and trying to build up that value, and hence the price of the token and its cap on any trading market. We have an asset that we fractionalize an asset. We put a lot of money into an asset, and we therefore a value we are able to attribute a tree, an event, a smaller item that's fractionalized, and make that available to the token holding public. So our value lies in something that is tangible, it's real, it's identifiable. It generates what is essentially an annuity, and a token buyer comes in and that. I guess where I'm headed with all of this, what I see there's a lot to like about what you've put together there, and it needs a little targeting, a little nudging in the right direction. And I think we can build a investor target base, number one, into our own entity that build the asset value, and number two, value of the tokens that are where we apportion that asset, and therefore the revenue stream, the annuities that tumble out of that, and we look to build that annuity so that if you do build an annuity, you've got performance, you then into that other area where most of cryptocurrency delivers the upside, and that is in speculation, and often it's just pure speculation done well that brings in the numbers and the value of the token increases proportionately. What we will need to look at is how to marry up the differences that we have in our model with the conventional model being an ABT-backed token, where you have an identifiable repeat cash flow that comes from holding that token, and there's the value accumulates within the enhanced value of the token, whether that's increased revenue streams coming out of the plan that we're following, the asset building, or whether it's out of speculation as the interest return to a token holder is identifiable as it is in any annuity, and the interest return percentage is increasing and increasing, which will or should that bid up the tokens and the capital value of them. So
Yeah. Okay.
a little bit
Yeah,
of work
it's
needed to get the best out of what we have there.
yeah. I think also that is right. Celemacity, yeah, it's a security token. I think it's a real world asset, right? Also real world setback tokens. In this case, right, for sure, from a different perspective, like the specs, right? First, you need to actually have a legal compliance, right, to set this up, like any like Panama incorporate to make sure it's legal compliant before you do any like a private sale and the public sale. Secondly, for sure, a nice tokenomic, right? Like what kind of asset is backed, and also a whole ecosystem, like I also mentioned before, like the tokenomic stuff. Sure, you also need a really nice white paper, because I know that you are mainly right from Web2, and also for a lot of other big right projects, they are actually originating from Web2, like finance or different industries like food and everything. So in this case, for sure, we also need to avoid too much of those kind of traditional stuff like in a white paper or something. We also need to integrate with those kind of Web3 solution, right? So these are actually some preparations for sure we need to do. And for the marketing strategy, which I'm also talking here, what do you mean that you want actually people not really only to purchase the token just for speculation, right? But also they really know the value of the project, right? They invest, right? And then they see the value of the project. For sure, that is super important. That's why actually we really already need to communicate with them well, right? Via the white paper or pitch deck or website, that actually the value of these projects. Because this year so far, I also see a lot of like undervalued projects. They're coming from traditional financial industry. They want to actually tokenize their assets, right? And integrate with Web3 solution. So I think we can also for sure discuss further later. But in general, it's actually how we can show the value to the potential investors, right? And also from the marketing, for sure, first we will target on those already existing traders or those kind of participants, right, in the rewarded sets projects. And then secondly, right, for example, if your project is like food or financial related, right, we can also find a similar project. We can actually get to those kind of users via this kind of crypto ads, right, or influencer promotion to get it on. But in general, we need actually for sure very comprehensive plan for that. But for the details, for sure, it's not really super enough time on this meeting. We can also talk later after this meeting, right? Yeah, sure. Thank you, John. Okay, all right.
I really appreciate that. Thanks, Sam.
You're welcome. Thank you, John. So Dennis, you have a question, get around Google Meta X, no crypto rules, right? Yeah, that is why we actually need to try first, right? Normally what we do here is, it's not really 100%. Sometimes if we avoid those kind of too much like, blockchain Web3, right? Contents in the post, right? It still get passed, but not really that high chance. Normally it's like 20 or 30% chance we get passed with some optimized, like graphic or contents. But for sure, the regulation from those kind of traditional social media also they will change, right? So that's why we also include those kind of like crypto ads platform here. Subreddits and Quora actually they are also the place actually as alternatives. So normally we don't see too much issues on like they block the ads or something. Crypto ads platforms they are also quite nation targeted, but the problem is that the high cost. So normally we will actually do in multiple platforms all those kind of like campaigns trying to see how it goes for each of them. Then we pick up the best one, and again we'll have better with ads manager, right, which really very experienced to keep optimizing all those kind of like targets, keywords, and also on a daily basis. All right, so let's move on to the next one, social media marketing. So social media marketing actually in general that covers like social media contents, right? Like okay, we really get some like SEO friendly contents, right? We get nice graphic. This is sample actually we did last year for one of the fun token projects for football club. So that is actually something we can consider. And then I'm not sure. Okay, issues. Okay, and also for sure any like updates, right, on time with any events or partnership with any like stars, right, football stars or partnerships with other companies, as well as any events participation, right? We always keep communication with the community. So via all these kind of solutions, actually, we can significantly increase the visibility, exposure, trust, and success of the token sale. So I think for sure what we aim actually to do everything in a high quality. Then the successful rate of the project will be higher and higher. But without but only doing this is not sure enough. Like we also need to keep all those kind of like changes on the crypto market, like market situation, right? If in the bearish market, for sure, a lot of projects that will choose actually to just slower down the marketing or slower down the development, right? To wait for a better market, because the market actually change every day. The last thing actually for token sale is for the launchpad option. This launchpad not only refers to the IDO or ICO, right, this central decentralized launchpad for the token sale, but also including, right, for sure, a lot of like options that they can do the ICO, right, on their own website. So in this case, we can also see some project actually that did very well this year's. right? That raised like from like 5 to like hundreds of million, right? But this kind of project mainly I see actually they have some like similarities for sure. First, they already have a strong team behind, so they have some product already developed, like as is a demo for game or DeFi. And second, they also have a very strong partners, right? Behind and back them. So for example, this kind of project I see here, right? They all have some like really big names behind that. They invest them, they connect them to Binance, whatever exchanges, they make a success. But for normal startups, I think this could be also work, but in general, the project needs to spend a lot of time and money, right, on those kind of partnership connection, on those kind of like marketing stuff. So this is for ICO. Let me check if there are any questions. Okay, let's move on. So this is ideal. So initial decentralized offerings, which actually we connect with any like the decentralized launchpad to list our tokens to sell to their users. And this is more actually for most of the startups, right? Because first, the cost is much less. So normally they will charge a commission fee, and all those. Though some of them charge like several thousand, like 2, 3, or 4,000, for those kind of upfront payments. And normally the fundraising will be like several $1,000s or something. For some smaller ones, can be like lower to less than $100, $100,000. And here is also some samples we have, right? Once we connect with the Launchpad, sure, the best ones will actually seek for a collaboration with those top ones like Polkastarter, DAO Maker. But for a lot of projects that can already be get approved, right, by them, so I can also choose something like a TrustPad, or like a Matic Launchpad, or this kind of launchpads, to first raise like a target like for several 100,000 or 1 million or something, right, to support for the future token list and the marketing. And the last one is also the launchpad is more like on the centralized exchanges, which we call it IEO, right? So by doing this, actually, they also have proper KYC and AML on the website. We don't really need to concern too much about the legal stuff. So they also have their own user database, right? They can promote to like a newsletter, or social media posting or something to get actually success. But now that's actually still a lot of like this kind of IU platforms that didn't really perform so well. So if we do that, we still seek for right those top ones. For example, Binance have their launchpad, but they don't really do that too more often, and then they're very picky on the projects. And some other ones like Probate or this kind of level of exchanges. But in general, they take more like than ideal platforms. So normally, if we can already get listed on those kind of top 20 exchanges, we will suggest actually do some ICO and IDO instead. So anyone have questions? Oh, so does it make sense to go with more than yeah? So Dennis, you mean actually coming to multiple launchpads, right? Together.
Yeah, because some launchpads are more like US, Europe centric, some are more India, Turkey, and some are more Southeast Asia. So, obviously
Yeah.
it triples cost, but you could have one coherent marketing strategy around it. Maybe shave a few K off the launchpad's cost for these services, and then target different markets separately.
Yeah, I think that definitely works, because that is also what we are doing now, right? Because we're also working with 2 projects for now. They actually we are trying to build connections and help them to get it on the launchpads. What we did actually, we suggest them to do like 3 or 4 launchpads together, right? Because they both aim to raise like over 1 million in the sale. First about the target of the fundraising, for sure we suggest multiple platforms other than one, because one platform maybe we can just do something like 2 or 300,000. Secondly, it's also like you said, right, to make it more like covered to different regions like Europe, launchpads, Southeast Asian, right, to actually get as international as possible for the community and also the project exposure worldwide. About the selecting of the launchpad, yeah, indeed. Like I said, it's also similar to an influencer KOL strategy I mentioned, right? For sure, we work with most of them. We know actually how they perform or something. But again, some Launchpad that they did very well, right? A good perform like maybe several months ago, but recently they didn't do well. It's always very dynamic. So what we do is here, we always keep an eye on the social media community engagement. We see actually the content quality from their side on the post, right? That also show their attitudes, right? Or we also keep in touch with them, okay, if there's any right change from their side on the team or something. If we see actually in Launchpad, their staff actually that partner with us, they'll keep changing, or okay, I have some new guys I would leave. For sure, it's not really something we probably will consider. We need to work with a stable Launchpad, with a stable team. And secondly is for the Launchpads, we also need well check actually their past recent actual performance on IDOs. As the same actually for IO platforms. And the way we check for sure on the website, they will have like how the percentage right of the fund raised for all the project. But again, that is not really 100% accurate, right? Sometimes they can fake that. So what we also do is we contacted as well the project teams, right? Listed on the past portfolio that raised like 100% or something. Contact with those project team, right, to see actually that they really make the amount of money, right, raised or not, to verify. Then once we do all this qualification, then we connect to the clients. So that is what we do to qualify. Did this answer your question, Dennis? Okay, thanks. All right. So again, this is actually some screenshot, right, for the IDO and IEO platforms. So you can also find that online from Capital Rank. They actually keep updating the latest performance here, like the fundraise, the IOI, or everything. So yeah, I think in general that's all about this. It sounds a bit long, but I hope that is still informative, and you can get something from that. Like I said, it's not really just like pure, like I want to tell you how to do, but it's mainly on the knowledge exchange, right? If you have any questions, because I'm sure that you already know almost all of these, right? It's just provide these platforms a chance. Actually, we can discuss together, like how to make it better, right? When working on this kind of marketing. Okay, thank you, everyone. Do you have any questions? I think Antonio, you said you have a question, right? After I finished the webinar.
Yeah, I mean, thank you very much for the presentation and leading to everything. We've been building a product around music for a year and a half, so we have an app launching on the App Store and Android Store like within next month. It's being tested now. And we have a legacy platform that we acquired like 3 years back to get all of the data that we need for this new project. On that legacy platform, we currently have around 200,000 monthly active users. We do have around 20 million email addresses in our database, but this is all like Web 2 users, like very traditional ones and everything else. And we raised a small amount of money, like 300K from angels and some small VCs, and like through their connections, we keep talking to people, okay, how do we set up this cross-pollination strategy? Is there a way, to bring these two Web 2 users to the Web 3? For us, the Web 3 is something that's happening very seamlessly in the background of the application. So we have like a mixed model where people do subscribe for the service because it's a streaming app after all. And then for the ones that are improving our algorithm, machine learning algorithm and database, they receive like rewards in the tokens and so on and so forth. So we've been receiving like a lot of different answers across the board, like you cannot do it this way, do it that way. And for us, the choice of the partner, who actually do we work with, is like becoming a very tedious project. Like we don't know what to do next, right? So we are facing the fundraising. We have like this massive amount of users. We have an app upcoming, but it's very difficult to decide on the final strategy. How do you go about it? Because everybody that we talk to has a very different opinion. What should we do?
Okay. So in this case, you mean you have a music products, right? They already have like a huge amount of users. You're also thinking to integrate, right, with a Web3 solution like fundraising or marketing or some solution, but you're still hesitant on that because you get a lot of like solutions, right, from different parties or something. You're not really cannot really make a decision for now, right?
Yeah, that's the problem. We do have like a lot of users on the old platform. We would like to bring them to the new platform. Then there is this specific solution that we have built that is bringing all of this, like 43 million music tracks for people to stream in Web3, which is very unique. We have a very unique use case around our token because we're not promising anything that you cannot do legally. So everything around the token is tied to the music discovery and so on, but makes it very, complex solution to work with.
Yeah, for sure, Antonio. I think we can also have a meeting, right, specifically about the project to discuss further. But in general, your target is actually also to get any like Web2, right, like traditional like music users, right? Also to see if they're actually interested to enjoy any like future the Web3 plan, right? If you actually get some like token right ecosystem on your platform, and then we can get these Web2 users there and also Web3 users, right? That is how you want.
Yeah, basically the application itself, like it's not a traditional Web3 platform. It has everything Web3 related in the background, but for users that want to enjoy the platform, they download, they subscribe, they listen to music, and everything else that is happening in the Web3 space actually improves their listening experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that
like
sounds good. Yeah, for sure. I think in this case, Antonio, for sure, maybe let's have a meeting, right? We can schedule a meeting later on. So before that, we will send an email, right? So you can share with us more information about your product and everything. We can check first. Then on the meeting, we can discuss, and we can also send you some solution strategy based on our experience.
Perfect. So I'll share my email with you directly, and then we can set up the call. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Antonio. All right. Thank you, everyone. So do you have any further questions? Or you can tap here, or you can also ask me here. By the way, I'll also be in this room, right, on a private space, the table. So if any of you want to talk with me, I will be there another 30 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I think that is all. Thank you everyone for joining this meeting. I know that again that is not easy. I think for most of you guys, it is actually very early morning, right? On your side. So really thank you for your flexibility on this. So definitely actually next week we possibly also have a webinar about the development. So if you are interested, we can also contact you, right? You can also click the link kiosk on here so to schedule.
Thank you. Great job, Anko.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Really nice to meet you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye.